Welcome back to INTERPHEX TV. I'm Bob Fryer, and we have Chad Jenkins. He is the CCO where if there was an award for best name of a company here at INTERPHEX, Pulp Fiction. Who came up with Pulp Fiction? Because it works on so many levels. Pulp Fiction, A, you think of the movie, but B, it is exactly what it is that you guys do. Pulp, biodegradable, compostable. It works fantastic. Who came up with that name?
Thank you. It's our president. He's a master of coming up with brands and ideas. It's really all about how do we get away from single-use plastics by using alternative materials.
Yeah.
And what better, more biodiegradable material is there than paper pulp?
Right.
And so we're using pulp to fix the world.
This is a brand new company, yes? It's only been around since when? Just last year?
Last year.
Last year. And you came on board when?
In November of 2024. So I'm just a baby here.
Okay.
Though 35 years in the industry, but we are just a startup.
The irony of that, 35 years in the industry where you were once, for 35 years, single-use plastics?
Indeed.
What a switch.
A lot of single-use plastics.
Is this kind of like your mea culpa of the whole thing? You get to go back and...
Absolutely, yeah. I have a big penance to pay for all the plastics I've gotten out there. But no, really helping scientists and helping the industry solve some of the big challenges in science. And
how is this? Is this new technology? Because why haven't we been doing this before now? Why did we start with plastics and now we've figured out a way to make paper, be able to do the same things that plastics can do?
Great question. It's really the innovation that's coming out to make paper more durable. Paper's been around forever.
Of course,
it's one of the oldest materials out there. But how do we make it durable? And that's where our future film came into play. A proprietary sealant to encapsulate the paper pulp material to make it more robust and more durable and be able to go into liquid nitrogen, -80 freezers, and withstand automation environments. So it's that durability of the sealant that is the key that's allowed us to compete with plastics.
Now you have a background in molecular biology, correct? That's where you came from. So, but now you're in commercialization. So I'm wondering what the pushback you're getting from all the labs here that you're trying to transform, all the labs here that would say, well, we're comfortable with plastics because they can, maintain what we need them to, and how do you convince them that, no, you can do the same things now with paper?
It's really the science and showing them the data, doing the research, and actually putting the products into the situations where they need to perform. So putting them into an automated environment, putting them into automated cappers and decappers and the freezers. Those applications and that data that's coming out is really the reason why scientists want an alternative.
Right.
We all want an alternative.
It's the right thing to do. Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a good alternative or something shown that can be biodegradable as well as durable. That's that sweet spot where we get the performance and also the benefit of getting away from single-use plastics.
So you have a presence here on the INTERPHEX show floor, Pulp Fiction does. Tell me what happens when I come up to the booth. What's the conversation? How does it go about?
It's really just asking them what is their application that they're using single-use plastics for, and what is the unnecessary plastics that they're using.
And that's the key right there, you just said it, unnecessary plastics. Because we're going to use plastics for something, right?
Absolutely, we can't get rid of it completely. But it's the unnecessary things that we can work on. So the tube that you're putting your DNA or your cells into, let's leave that alone for now. Let's look at the holders that those tubes and vials and racks are going into. The accessories to the automation. And that's an easy switch.
And who knows what innovations may happen 10 years from now with this sealant that you're talking about. Maybe we can, in years to come, get rid of all plastics.
Absolutely, and that's the work we're doing on the background is to look at bioplastics. Alternatives for certain applications where we can use other materials like polyesters that can be cultured. We can grow plastics within bacteria.
Are you all, because I was looking at some of the different products that you have, and you've got a wide range of things that you can make, but say someone came to you and one of your products doesn't fit their needs. Can you then make a custom type of product for them?
Absolutely, that's a great question because we're very, very good at custom. We've had custom projects that come through and we can turn it around with our design team in a couple of weeks. We're using paper as a material. We're not injection molding anything. It's so much easier to create custom solutions from paper.
That's amazing.
We don't have the injection molds, the time, the tooling, all that has to go into normal injection molding plastic processes.
your first time here at INTERPHEX, am I
It
right?
Sure is, it is.
Tell me about your experience so far.
I love the automation. This
Yes.
is great.
Even if you're not in this industry, it's a cool one to come to, isn't it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and I love seeing the automation here. People taking the expense to bring it here to show exactly what it is. It's not a video type of an experience here. It's a real world, bringing the equipment here to see and talk to specialists who understand the science.
Yeah,
and that's what's great.
Some of the things
people.
here are a heavy lift. There's some big pieces of equipment that you're right. It takes a lot. So you can see the importance of coming here to INTERPHEX. And I'm surprised that you have 35 years in the single-use plastics that you had never been before. What kept you away?
You know, I think I was focused elsewhere. I was really working on the upstream of pharmaceutical development, really not the production end, the downstream of it.
Okay.
Certainly in the automation world I've been doing for a long, long time, but it was really that development labs, the R&D labs, before it got to this phase.
Are you taking advantage, because the Learning Lab, we're right next to, our studios are right next to it, and they just started it last year, so this is the second year they're doing. Will you take advantage of some of the labs, being a molecular biologist that you are? You know?
Absolutely, I can't learn enough, and I'm very much of a nerd in that respect. I love to see and learn what else is out there, and this is a great venue to do that.
Have you, maybe some of the things that you've experienced walking the floor? I know your job is to, promote Pulp Fiction, but what are some of the fun things that you've discovered out there?
It's really how we're automating the industry. There's such a need for more automation as funding is going down, productivity levels need to go up.
Right.
How are we going to get there? It's through automation and using the people to focus on the science and how can we innovate rather than the day-to-day rudimentary things that we do. How can we replace that with tools to make us more productive? You know,
one of the things that I've noticed is that how one part of the industry will help to spur on innovation and maybe another part of it. And there are a lot of people out there talking about sustainability. Not just Pulp Fiction, but sustainability is in so many of the other booths. Do you maybe just peruse around some of those and go, wow, how can we make Pulp Fiction better?
Of course,
sure,
absolutely. And I'm very interested in the bioprocessing.
Okay.
As bioprocessing becomes more scalable and lower cost, so does the reality of low-cost bioplastics. Right now, bioplastics are very expensive to make, but we can get there through better innovation in bioprocessing, which is part of what's happening here at the show. So I'm excited to see that evolve here.
Well, Chad, I'm gonna cut you loose and let you go back out there and keep exploring INTERPHEX. But before I do, I wanted to ask you one thing. What is your mission here this week at INTERPHEX, and what would be a win for you? What would be a success for you?
It's to open people's minds that there are alternatives to single-use plastics. There is an alternative to polypropylene, polyethylene, polystyrene. The foundation of science is all these plastics. There are alternatives that are durable enough that we can use when it's not necessary. And so just to look at that and come have a conversation and figure out what are those things that I'm not thinking about today, but maybe I'll think about tomorrow and we can work together on and bring into the market.
I keep trying to come up with a good line from Pulp Fiction to work in here, but I don't think any of them would be appropriate. So I'm just going to say, Chad, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Great to see you.
And for INTERPHEX TV, I'm Bob Fryer.